Hey everybody, Dauntless here, and welcome back to another episode of Space Quest: Decisions of the Elders. Now, I am trying to figure out how to get that stone down because, if you look at it, it says it might fall. So, and I can't go this way because I get transported back, so. I hate this damn transporter! Don't make so much noise. I make as much noise as I see fit. Why shouldn't I? That's why. A few rocks of this mountain are in a very unstable position. Create more shockwaves with your rasping voice, and more rocks might fall. This stone at the right side above the tunnel portal looks like the next candidate to me. You are so naive, Jerry. Did you really think you could move this boulder? Okay. Oh my goodness. You send that labial rock some positive vocal vibration, causing it to fall. Good work. Your ore stone has now turned into ore powder. Too bad it's buried under the grindstone. Okay. Once more, you use the axe handle to apply the lever rule and retrieve a sheet of paper with red ore powder. I like to say for the record, that was actually a pretty clever way of using the speak icon. I think that's one thing. In Space Quest 4, 5, I don't know if 6 had it, but especially in 4 and Space Quest 1 VGA, they had the taste icon and the smell icon, and neither of them did anything throughout the entire game. And I hated that. I think it would have been cool if they had figured out how to use that. You blow the ore powder to the area where you expect the magnetic grid to be hidden. As you expected, or guessed right, the ore powder is attracted by the magnetism of the grid, thereby giving you a vague idea of where to step. You are so smart, Jerry. Oh no. Well, time to save. As usual, you do not really know what you are doing. You mess around with the panel until the arrow points to the other direction. Well done, Jerry. Ah! Good job, Jerry. This little chasm is indeed a piece of cake for a Wilco. Okay, now the narration is starting to sound a little nicer. Watch your step, Jerry. Why? That's why. Uh-oh. Where's the falling sound effect? Slow-mo. But this is a non-lethal game, so let's assume you are still falling, and there comes another balloon. Non-lethal game. A Space Quest game that's non-lethal? Okay, so I need to grab it when the ring, when I think the loop is right near me. There's a lot of heart-shaped stuff in this game. Ah, too late. Can I grab the blue flower? You don't need to surprise Julia with flowers. Here it comes. Let's try this again. Good timing. The balloon gives you a safe ride down and therewith rescues you from certain death. Decisions of the Elders Part 2. Physics Lesson. I was just looking at my the first episode I did with this, and I smacked my forehead like this, and I got my hand wide open and everything, and I'm like, man, I got long fingers. You found yourself a perfect landing site, Jerry. Jerry? Uh-oh. Being a bad navigator, you find yourself on the top of a gigantic tree. Bad navigator, this stupid balloon has been uncontrollable. Apropos, where is it? Apropos. It must be stuck somewhere in the branches, and don't call it stupid, it has just saved your miserable life after all. I'm just wondering where it suddenly came from. Quite dubious, isn't it? It's the third time a heart-shaped item has been helping you. First, the heart-shaped leaf that helped you discover the fish hook. Then, the heart-shaped stone with the chewing gum to seal the bowl in the cave. And now the heart-shaped balloon saving you from certain death. Alright, but how could this balloon bear my weight in the first place? Doesn't it take a much bigger helium balloon to carry my beautiful 70-kilogram body? That's because that balloon has been filled with a space cow fart, an ultralight gas. It's illegal because it's toxic. If your balloon had burst, it would have paralyzed you within milliseconds. A space cow once farted right into my face, and I can still walk. That's because it was only a calf, and it still managed to paralyze more than 90% of your brain cells, obviously. What in the world is with this dialogue? This is one dry leaf. You have crash-landed on a gigantic tree. Countless space bees are swarming around their hives. Space bees! Okay. You pick off the brown leaf. It's so dry it almost crumbles between your fingers. There's a small hole right in the middle of this big branch. You can stick your finger in the hole and rub, but you don't. Why would a man stick a finger in a hole? Guys, a little too much now. You place your dry leaf in this hole in the branch. You certainly don't want to get any closer to this hive, do you? Okay. You stick your axe handle into this hole in the branch and spin until the dry leaves catch fire. You have just created smoke, and sometimes smoke is good. Well done! The bees are not amused. Being non-smokers, they evacuate the hive. But don't worry, not a single bee has been hurt. They will all be able to return to their home as soon as you have left this picture. Thrilling. Time to leave this bloody tree. So I've used everything in my inventory so far, I believe. I don't think I have anything else. Unless the handle is still around. Oh, there's the balloon handle. Hey, isn't this the string of that heart-shaped balloon? Yes, it's stuck up there between the branches. You can't reach the string, though these are your options. 1. You grow a few more feet. 2. You make the balloon come down. What's more likely to happen? Let the flowers live. A few little flowers have formed a fairy circle right under the string of your balloon, which is stuck in the branches of the big tree. And because now I know it's a thing, you talk to the fairy circle, but no fairy responds. The boulder and you have something in common. We're both hard-edged. You both have fallen down these cliffs. Like, I get, sometimes they have good comments, and sometimes it's just like, come on, give me a break. If this is not the owner of the hut on your right, it must be a scarecrow. You don't dare to touch the scarecrow, it's way too scary. Is it holding a cross? The scarecrow scares the birds spiritually. On the other hand, sometimes 2 crossed wooden beams are just 2 crossed wooden beams. Blasphemy! On second thought, what the hell? You steal the spiritual weapon from the scarecrow without getting caught. You are so sneaky, Jerry. These crops look familiar, but right now you can't recall their name. Don't touch these crops, Mr. Scary might get angry. A red bird feather decorates the ugly hat. Yeah, why not steal from the scarecrow? I like picking this thing apart. You take the feather from the hat. Alright, a wooden door leading into a wooden hut. Judging by the height of the door, the resident of this hut is about human size. Unless they like really big or really small doors. Well, I figure you could knock first, you know, you being all technical and everything. You have entered a cozy wooden hut with one brick wall. It's much more spacious than it looked from the outside. Very strange. But then again, we are all used to such phenomena, at least since Harry Potter 4. It looks like an ordinary 1-liter measuring cup. Fine, you take the empty measuring cup. It's a brass kettle hanging on a hook. The hook, by the way, is made of iron, not zinc, not copper, not magnesium. It seems that the owner of the kettle has upgraded it by closing it with a tight lid. He has created some kind of pressure cooker. Carelessly, you open the lid of the pressure cooker. Hot steam melts your entire facial skin. Very funny. How can there be steam if there is no fire under the kettle? Fine, you got me. You take the lid and put it on the ground. There are a few books on agriculture on this shelf. You flip through one of the books on agriculture and find a ridiculous article. It reads that one can produce electricity with certain fruits and vegetables. The phosphoric acid of potatoes, for instance, can be used as electrolyte, which typically one piece of zinc metal and one piece of copper metal serve as electrodes. This is what I call real beer mugs. Even if you had a whole week, you couldn't empty one without getting a hepatic cirrhosis. Okay, thank you for your, $50, $50 words there. These mugs are big and heavy. You can't even carry one of them. You shouldn't rummage in other people's stuff, which is why I just took that person's measuring cup while I was at it. Reaching into the powerless socket cannot hurt, but it won't accomplish anything. The picture is glued to the wall, but don't worry, there's nothing behind the picture, and there's no need to turn it. It's not that ugly. A typical summit photograph. Excuse me. The alpinist looks humanoid. Judging by the color of this furniture, the owner of this hut has a doubtful taste. It's a lid of a pressure cooker. It contains a rather strong rubbery sealing ring. Can I take it? Accidentally, you've sharpened one end of the stick when you were using it to start the fire. You remove the sealing ring from the lid. Its rightful owner will not love you for this. There's a lot of stuff going on here. It's a brass kettle hanging by a hook. Okay, the kettle is empty. That's what I care. Oh, hey. There's a map on the wall right behind the desk. I guess it's the map of some country on this planet. You don't need this map. The desk and chair are made of wood. What else would you have expected in a wooden hut? What an ugly picture, autographed by Dick D. Copperfield. Could someone please take it away? Yes, please, let's remove this ugly picture. You lean the picture against the wall on the floor. A 10mm zinc-coated hexagon head wood screw appears, where the picture used to hang. You wonder why someone would hang up such an ugly picture with such an amazing screw. Is it that valuable? No more... Okay. Fine. You need no chance, Jerry. You'll need a tool to be up to the screw. You will need a tool to be up to the screw. You definitely need a tool to unscrew this 10mm zinc-coated monster, but this is not it. Okay. You tie the sealing ring to the wooden cross. You've attached the sealing ring of a pressure cooker to a wooden cross. If the cross were fine, I would bow to you. You can't load your crossbow with a simple stick without the proper stabilizers. Your bolt never hit its target. Oh! How do you want to fix the bird trophy to this flawless sharp stick? Okay, so I gotta find something to glue it. If the owner of this hut celebrated Christmas, you would definitely use this fur as a living Christmas tree. Ugh! Guys, like, at some point it's obvious that these guys just... Space Quest always had its own world, you know? Always! It was always its own thing. So why is it such a ridiculous... Why are there so many references to Earth and Earth culture and Earth everything? Like, they had pop culture references in the other games, but it wasn't like, hey, look, it's that thing from Lost in Space. It's, or that, look, this is like Harry Potter. It was always more of like a tongue-in-cheek, like, hey, look, we're going to have this in here, and, you know, you're going to have to like it. A red feather is hiding in the bush. You take it with you. So here's my thing right now. I can't die, so therefore I have no reason to really worry about whether or not something's going to kill me. There's a hole in the tree. You have learned in Chapter 1 that it's always worth peeping in tree holes. This one, unfortunately, is too high for you. Well, then let's climb it. Since the hole is too high for you to peep in, you stretch yourself, reach into the hole, and start to grope for something useful. And really, after a few seconds of fumbling, you feel something metal. A metal wrench. You like such games. You try to guess the size of the wrench without looking at it. 9mm? Maybe 10mm? Ouch! The knothole is occupied by a squirrel which does not tolerate intruders. It bit your right little finger bloody before you could bag the wrench. But I held the wrench already in my hand. Right, but you dropped it in the hole. Okay, I guess I need the crossbow to go and kill the thing, right? No, sorry. This game was written by somebody who's apparently a bit of an environmentalist, so... Okay, I get it. There's... Did you just catch a glance at something red in the branches? Oh, that's right. I gotta figure out how to shoot the thing down. Okay, so there's only about 4 rooms in this area, too. Unless I can go over here. Let's double check. Yes, I can. Alright. You are surprised that the soil in this rocky area is that fertile. The farmer here must have a good fertilizer at their disposal. What the heck is this? It looks like a cooking plate for camping. Okay. As usual, you have no idea what you're doing. You fiddle around with a strange machine, and finally, it comes to life. Wow, someone here does hate birds. Right, the local farmer seems to have invented a black hole generator in order to keep ravenous birds from flying over his beloved acre. You take the red feather. It's the only remnant of that poor bird that has been swallowed by the artificial black hole. This machine is awesome! You certainly decide to take the black hole generator with you. I'll say so! Looks like that road sign from here. Looks like that roadside from here. but the perspective might fool you. It looks like an organic curtain from here, so there's some way to get over that way. Wait, there's something sitting there. Ah. Okay. Yeah, just pick it up. Who needs looking at things anymore? You choose wisely from all the plants, pull out the only ripe plant, and lift a fair-sized potato. Isn't it strange how many things on this alien planet look exactly like on Earth? I don't know, what's Earth? I've never heard of that one before. I know my son eventually goes there, but I've never been there. My home planet is called Xenon. Someone misused a shovel blade by putting a white candle in it and buried the candle stand in the window box. You pull the candle stand out of the window. You've entered the small shed. Judging by all these tools, you conclude that it serves as a workshop. It's a tool board with various tools and wrenches. A 7mm wrench, an 8mm wrench, a 9mm wrench, an 11mm wrench, a 12mm wrench. Wait, did I just miss a number? It's a pendulum clock. The fact that it's sitting on a workbench supports your suspicion that the clock looks kind of incomplete. You push the pendulum. After a few seconds, the pendulum stops again. That's because a weight is missing on the pointed bottom end of the pendulum. You turn on the vertical drilling machine. Realizing that it's pointless without a drill, you turn it off again. The workbench has two drawers. This is the left one. It's closed. You open the left drawer and rummage around. You find a pair of tongs, which you certainly take with you. Certainly take with you. Please proofread your stuff too. Man, there's like spelling errors galore. Then you close the drawer. You don't want to arouse the rightful owner's suspicions after all. You open the right drawer, rummage around, and find that sometimes the right drawer is the wrong one. Do I have the stuff I need to do something with this? Let's try climbing the tree. You wrap your very long arms around the thick trunk of the walnut tree. Then you try to shake the tree with all your strength. The tree doesn't move a micrometer. And still, one of the last walnuts falls down from the tree. Wow, I'm so strong! No, you are not. It was a pure coincidence that a short gust blew the nut from the tree right when you were trying to shake it. You pick up the walnut. Let's see if I can trade it for the wrench. You could certainly place your walnut in the hole, and he wrote it inside to be happy, but you would have sacrificed your only walnut for nothing. Okay, wait. How about if I stick the black hole generator under there? Okay. You admire the perfection of this walnut, even though you don't like nuts. How impressed do you think would be someone who loves nuts? Yeah, nuts. Well, what I think I want to... Okay, first of all, let's try this out, because... Okay. You place your black hole generator in the middle of the fairy circle right under the heart-shaped balloon. You turn on the generator. And really, increasing gravity, the black hole attracts the balloon. Before the hole swallows the balloon, you grab it and turn off the generator. The black hole generator is a dangerous device. In the wrong hands, it might be able to swallow a whole planet the size of Vulcan. It has already helped a lot. Now it's time to say goodbye to your toy before it sucks you in. It's a heart and fart 66. A heart-shaped balloon filled with space cow fart in order to produce an uplift of 66 kilograms. Being able to carry 66 kilograms, your balloon would simply fly away with it. But then that means it could also take that stupid squirrel to the moon. So I got the balloon. What am I trying to do right now? I'm curious. Like, I'm doing things. I'm figuring out puzzles, but I have no clue what exactly they want me to do at the moment. These cliffs are boring. Ah. One moment. There. It's an empty socket with 2 metal pins. I'm quite sure that the socket is made to accept a battery. I wonder what electricity would trigger here. The rooftop window lights the room. Oh, something looks funny at this part of the wall. The perspective doesn't seem right. The horizontal boards end so abruptly. If someone wanted to hide something behind this wall, he did a lousy job. You knock at this part of the western wall. It sounds hollow. Okay. So that's what I'm doing. The cupboard is locked, and there's no way to unlock or break it. So, I need to figure out a way to open up that thing, which means I am creating a potato battery. Oop, that's the wrong one. There it is. Being able to carry 66... Okay. Was there a water thing around somewhere? I thought there was a... No, there wasn't. There was no other water. So I've got this liter-sized pitcher. Can I fill it with maybe dirt? This acre is way too uninteresting for you to try all your possessions with it. Fine, I just won't. Okay, let's see. So, I need the screw. I don't need to use that there. There may be a deeper meaning in your action, yet I can't see it. Careful, Jerry. We don't want the balloon to explode inside your rucksack. Oh, I just figured it out. Okay, so basically here's what's going to happen. I am going to set up that balloon somewhere. I'm going to attach the balloon, get the thing to come out, and then use my crossbow to basically knock out the squirrel. I wonder if it's the tool shed that's going to be doing... It's going to help me here. Hey, overhead projector. You are bang on, aside from the fact that it's a vertical drilling machine without a drill. So maybe I can use this. It doesn't fit into the drill, Chuck. None of the tools currently on this tool board will ever come in handy during this adventure. Thank you. You can close the door on your way back out of the shed. Well, I think that is all I've got for today. So thanks everybody for dropping by. Again, overall, it's a good game. It's not Space Quest. It's got the look of it in areas. The character looks like it. But there's very, very little that has anything to do with Space Quest with this game. And I think that's basically my biggest critique, and it's probably, I'm sorry to say, probably the worst critique I can possibly give a Space Quest fan-made adventure game. It's not Space Quest. It references Earth, it uses the Wilco name, and it calls itself Space Quest, but it talks about Earth, it talks about all this stuff as it, like Harry Potter and all this, as if it all actually is real in the game. It basically said, hey, let's do an adventure game with like a futuristic, Earth setting, and then we'll have a couple things in here that reference Space Quest just to, attract people who like Space Quest. So, I don't know. I'm not really, I like it. I think it's good. I'm not a huge fan of the narrator thing, because I think he's just being kind of a jerk a lot of times, but calling it Space Quest was not a good idea. But anyway, that's basically what I think the biggest issue with the whole thing is. So thanks everybody again for dropping by. Please subscribe and hit the notifications icon so you can see when I post up new stuff. Please comment down below your thoughts on this whole game so far. What do you think? Do you think that they kind of... It's not really... do you agree that it's a good adventure game so far, but it's bad Space Quest? Let me know. But thanks again for dropping by, and as always, I hope you all have a great rest of your day.